In the previous two videos, we looked at using mouse x and mouse y with conditional variables to make an ellipse appear and to make an ellipse change color. We're now going to combine conditional statements with the mouse x and mouse y variables and use integer variables as well. So in this first example, we're going to change the size of an ellipse when the mouse is in a particular place on the screen. So let's make an ellipse get bigger when the mouse is in the bottom half of the screen. So, or let's say maybe the just very bottom of the screen. So if mouse y is greater than 400 on the y-axis. So I'm going to say if mouse y is greater than 400. Now, we always want the circle to be on screen. We want this circle to be on screen in a no matter what. So we don't want to put the ellipse function inside our conditional statement. We're going to have that outside. So we're going to say ellipse, and we'll have it maybe in the center of the screen again. But what is that size? If we want the size to change, what are we going to need to use here? I'm hoping folks are thinking we need some variables. Now we're not going to use the mouse x and mouse y variables because that will tie the size to any place the ellipse is on the screen, and we only want it changing. We only want it getting bigger if y is greater than 400. So we're going to need some integer variables here. And so I'm just going to leave this for a second, go back up to the top, and let's say, I'm going to say int e for, let's do int s for the size of the ellipse. I guess it's really going to be more of a circle. Let's give it a starting size. Maybe we'll have it start, I don't know, we'll have it start pretty small. So we'll have it start, it's 20 by 20 pixels. Then I'm going to use s as the width and s as the height. Finally, I want this to the value of s to get bigger, but only when mouse y is greater than 400. So what do you think we'll need to go here? An algebraic equation. So let's say s equals s plus, we can have it happen not too fast, plus 2. So this is when mouse greater, let's say mouse x, just to make it, I don't have to write out on the y-axis. So when mouse x is greater than 400, increase size variable. So there's my small circle, but when I go down here, it'll get bigger, move back up, stops moving, down here it'll get bigger, move above 400 on the y-axis and stops moving, so on and so forth. How could I make it get smaller again? How about down here I could have a second conditional statement. I could say if mouse y is less than, let's say 100, s equals s minus 1. Close that conditional statement. Make sure again that both conditional statements have open and closed curly brackets. You have a curly bracket closing the whole draw method, and the ellipse is outside of that. So now it will get larger if I'm down below 400 on the y-axis, and it'll get smaller. Oh, it said s equals s minus 1. So it's getting smaller a lot slower than it's getting bigger once I get above. So mouse y is less than 100. S will decrease in value, so the ellipse will decrease in size.